One fall, one small fall. Could this be the end? Could this be the reason why I don't even make it to the start line of Vasaloppet? Yeah, you heard me. The start line of Vasaloppet, not the finish line. The start line. How did I get myself into that situation? I'm from North Germany and I want to compete in Vasaloppet, a 90-kilometer cross-country race in Sweden. And this is what our winters look like. Not great for cross-country skiing, so that I'm stuck at my ski erg machine and the roller skis for training. But winter came, so that my roller ski round turned into ice. But not enough to actually ski on there without ruining my skis. So Winterberg became my point of interest. Why? Because that is like the most northern part in Germany where you can expect snow and where there's actually areas where they prepare spores. The next big one would be Braunlage im Harz. Winterberg is like a 3-hour drive from where I live and Braunlage is like a 3.5-hour drive from where I live. So the choice was fast made. Let's go to Winterberg for the first time. So I was looking forward to go for the whole week, as you can tell. It is Tuesday morning, which means today I have to do 1 hour of cross-country skiing. But that's gonna hopefully happen on the weekend, so it's gonna be 1 hour of ski erg. It's Wednesday lunchtime and I gotta say, it looks pretty promising for the weekend. Where did the snow go? Now it is not so windy, but it's crazy icy, as you can see. And yeah, that was the main reason why we decided not to go to Winterberg today. Because of the traffic, the distance, and then the still upcoming winds. So I think we're gonna go for a winter walk. During the week the weather turned super stormy and icy, so that the forecast was pretty bad and also the warnings for traffic was high. So therefore we cancelled our plans for Saturday and said it's not worth it, especially if the driving is this dangerous. Saturday came and the weather was great and the weather forecast was wrong. That has never happened before. So, change of plans, let's go on Sunday. The drive went fine, we started early and like around 11 o'clock a.m. we arrived. It was already busy, but it was not that full. The downhill skiing part was much more full, so I think we were in a good area and a good time. Parked, changed, off to the tracks. The plan? Ski for a few rounds, then have lunch break, ski a few more rounds, and then start heading home. Was it a good plan? Was a great plan. But a bad execution on my part. 3 rounds in, like 1.5 hours of cross-country skiing, we decided now it's time for the lunch break. Then afterwards continue for a few rounds and then head home. And then it all went to shit. The last 400 meters before the lunch break, I had a fall. And yes, I fell before. Plenty of times, mostly to the side, but this time I fell forward. And that was the problem. I fell to the front and unconsciously I put my arm out. Yeah, to catch myself. That was a bad idea. A sharp pain for the front side of my left shoulder, my wrist and my chest. Oh no. Not now. I got up, I continued the last few hundred meters back. I could ski, it was painful. But actually I felt it was a good sign that I could see, okay, I get up and I can move and I can ski without like constant sharp pain. It was just hurting. I went to the car to drop off my skis and change clothes so I can get ready for lunch. And while I was trying to put on my jacket, I noticed that I can barely lift my arm. Here we are in Winterberg. I didn't bring the camera, I forgot it in the car. So I did 3 rounds, 14, 15 kilometers. And now on the last bit before I want to go for lunch break and then continue, I fell to the front and onto my shoulder, my left arm. And now I cannot lift my arm higher than this without too much pain, which I think is not a good sign. Shit. That worried me instantly, because obviously there's a big goal 6 weeks ahead and not being able to move my arm would mean I'm not able to train, which mean I'm not able to get ready for it, which might even mean it doesn't even make sense to travel all the way to Sweden. We had lunch, we headed back, and luckily the pain got a little bit better over the next hours, but it got much worse over the night and then the next morning. So I called my doctor of choice and gladly really fast got an appointment. And we both agreed that it looks like that it's the rotator cuff that is causing trouble here, because it's a little bit pissed that I so forcefully fell onto it. But it looks like it's sprained and nothing bad. The shoulder is stiff, the muscles are tense, so therefore physiotherapy is advised. I'm actually a big fan of physiotherapy, not just after a fall, but for like preventive measurements. And I went to the physio and training facility Remove here in my hometown, and I got an appointment pretty quick. Got my first appointment for Wednesday. Furthermore, it's a good thing to have your own veterinary clinic because you have access to some good toys. One of which, it's a laser. That is a laser that actually comes from the human medicine field and is adapted for the animals, but obviously still great to be used on humans. And this laser is great because it runs certain bands, so certain wavelengths, and those help to relieve pain, take away inflammation, and just overall healing. So you can tell the laser what you kind of want it to deal with, and it's going to does it automatically, which is super handy and super easy. So therefore I decided to directly start treatment. I also try to constantly carefully move my arms, always to the point where it's not super painful and that my arm does not get stiff. Because that's often the problem. If something hurts you and you decide not to move it anymore, but that actually stiffens the area and makes everything worse and delays your rehabilitation. So I did movements, slide resistance training with a band, and I used one of these physiotherapy balls, very hard spiky ones that you can then massage your shoulder with. I tried that with like the door frame because that was kind of the easiest way to do it. And good news, the shoulder's better. I mean, it's still painful, but it is better. Sure, for it to become pain-free, that's gonna take a bit, and I assume that's gonna be around a week. But it is much better. So that I hope that I can continue training soon and come back stronger. And then to be able to stand at the start line at Vasaloppet in 6 weeks in full strength and absolutely ready to crush it. That needs more training, that needs careful physiotherapy, which, yes, I'm gonna start and will try to take you along for it. And readiness, preparedness, and also good mental state. Because, let's be honest, in the first second, I got very worried and a little sad about it, because obviously we're training for a big goal and want to achieve something big here. And so close before it actually might fulfill itself, something like this happens while you were training for what you actually want. But that danger obviously always exists. 6 more weeks, like around 42 days are left to go on the road to Vasaloppet. And you're coming along.